a more classical, traditional, not classical as in classical ballet, but a more traditional abs and glutes floor bar from days of yore. As part of our refresh and recharge, I want to really think about our core and our glutes, strengthening them. So we're going to be doing this down on the mat, and you just need a Pilates ball as your piece of equipment. So just bring yourself down, make sure you've got enough space to work out in, and coming onto your, near the bottom of your mat, sitting on your knees, and then we're just going to start, and I just want you to start rotating your wrists. So we want to get the wrists nice and warm for when we lean on them in the one of the glute sections. So just circling your arms overhead as you rotate the wrists, and then when you come back down the other side, just rotate them the other way. So just gradually warming up the arms, warming up the wrists. So just do 2 or 3 of those. Oh, the clock stopped in here. Well, it's still clicking, it's still ticking, but it says it's 7:15. That's wrong. Can't rely on that. Maybe it's got cold like everything else. There's lovely frost outside. Okay, make this your last one, rotating up and down. And then when you get to the bottom, just let your arms hang heavy beside you, and you're just going to turn your neck into some little circles. So tucking the chin in on the way down, rotating through, just loosening off if you're joining me live and you've not long got out of bed. We just want to make sure these necks are more supple. We get stiff overnight, and then change the direction of those circles. And then coming up to a central point. When you get there, you're just going to slide your hands forward, place the hands down under your shoulder blades, spread the fingertips wide, knees hip distance apart, and then just dropping your tummy, looking forward, maybe moving your hips side to side if that feels good, but just easing into the abs, letting them stretch, mobilizing the spine, then arching your back, pressing away, press down into your hands as you tuck your chin, and then dropping the tummy. So we can do this a couple of times. And again, if it feels good, you can just wiggle a little side to side. I quite often like doing that, or you can be still, whatever you want to do. Arching the back, tucking. And then one more time. And tuck. Okay, then you're going to bring yourself to a neutral spine. You're going to lift your right arm up into the air. Hold it there, balance, working through this core. So you're drawing your tummy up towards your back. Then you're going to take your left leg, and you're going to lift that left leg. So you're pointing your toe. We're doing bar now, so we have our pointy toes. Spread those fingertips wide, holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Then bringing everything down, re-engaging through the center. Take the left arm, lift it up in front, spread those fingertips wide. Once you feel balanced, taking the right leg straight, pointing the toe, lifting it up and holding there. Try and stay still. Keep pushing away from the mat with your right hand. 3, 2, and 1. Then lower down. We're going back to that first side. Slide the right arm forward, lift up, take the left leg, lift it, pointing the toe. Then you're going to bring the elbow to the knee under the tummy while arching that back. And then extend long. Meeting underneath. And extend long. One more time, underneath. Take it long. And lower down. And then we're going to do the other side, taking the little arm out, lifting that leg, pointing the toe. Press away from the mat. You'll find you want to drift down towards it. Then meeting underneath. Elbow to knee. Take it long. Elbow to knee. Take it long. Elbow to knee. Take it long. Lower down. Take your bottom back towards your heels. You can bring your toes together or you can leave them apart. Forehead onto the mat, forearms pressing into the ground. Then leading with your nose through your hands, lifting yourself back up onto all fours, taking that right leg out behind you, lifting it up in the air, and then we're just going to tap and lift a few times. So thinking about this engagement through that glute. So try and keep, rather than letting these hips open up to the side, try and keep both hips facing down towards the mat. We're going to do both styles during our workout today. And then just try opening the hips as you lift so you can feel the difference. And here we just bring the back in a little more, open up. You can probably get a little higher as you open the hip. Do 2 more. Good. Lower down that knee. Go with the other side. Slide the leg out, lifting the leg. Trying to keep those hips squared down to the mat, not letting your hip open to the side. Just tap and lift. You have to really recruit the center of the glutes here. And then same thing, but opening to the side. Lift and down. And just feel how that slightly changes it in the supporting knee. 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Lower it down. Bring the legs through. And we're going to come onto our sides. And we're going to go straight on in with a clam sequence. So, I'm going to remember to start with my harder side forwards. Talking through the different forms, we do it every time, but just so that you remember, the main aim, because it is part of this refresh season, the main aim, if you're up in this position, so this is your most advanced position. If you choose this one, which is fine, you're going to be working the bottom waist as well as your top glute. Please, please, please make sure that you don't start doing this, because you're going to put pressure on the shoulder, and then you're not working the abs, and it's going to hurt this top neck. So you lift up and away. If you can't maintain that form or the neck hurts, turn your head to look down. Bring it down to option 2, head supported by the hand, or option 3, lying down, resting your head. So up to you which one you choose. We're going to take the ball and we're going to draw the knees up so that the heels, hips and shoulders are all in a nice line. And then you're going to stack the knees one on top of the other. You're going to take the ball, you're going to place it behind that top. Oh, these are not good leggings. Not good leggings for a ball squeeze. And then you're going to hold it there. Okay. And then we're just going to lift and lower. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Lift. My ball already wants to fall out. These leggings are really bad. Sometimes you get a pair that just doesn't want you to hold. And lift. So taking the feet apart, squeezing the ball into place. For 4 and 3 and 2. You're going to hold up at the top. We're going to take the ball forward so it taps onto the elbow, then take it round behind. Keep this upper body lovely and still. So here we're using the abs. We're really using the abs to draw the knee forward, and then we're using the glutes to take it behind. Thinking about lifting up away from the mat and keeping that knee and foot in line. So you're working across this flat plane, forward and back. Keep going. So try and keep the upper body still. 3, 2, and 1. That's all I can maintain before I have to hold my head. Okay, so you're going to bring your knees together and lift your top toe up towards the sky. And then we're going to tap the toes together, lift the knee. So the wider the range you get here, the more you're going to work your glutes. So knees, toes, knees, toes. So we're working right the way through this range. So if you have tight hips, you know you have tight hips, this is a wonderful one for you to do, because it really takes you through the range of this hip, outer hip. It hurts, don't get me wrong, but it is a good one to do. Knees, oh, I've lost my ball. Toes, knees, toes. Okay, I'm going to grab hold of the ball again. I might have to let out a bit of air. I think it's too engaged. Leave the knees together, take the toes down onto the floor in front. from here, we're literally just going to take the foot up on a diagonal behind. So tap the floor in front, take on a diagonal. Tap in front, up on a diagonal. Tap, diagonal, tap, diagonal. Watch, just let, oh God, I've let way too much out. Never going to be able to hold that now. I was just going to let out a bit. Sometimes if your ball is complete, it's got no give, it's much harder to hold. It's okay. Tap and lift, really working this glute here. Woo. Okay, you're going to hold the next one up in the air. Hold it here on this diagonal. Then you're just going to lower the knee down towards the floor. Lift. Lower it down. So it's aiming to get down to the floor behind the other knee. You probably won't be able to reach all the way to the floor. That's fine. You're just aiming towards the floor, lifting up. And again, we're taking this glute and this hip through its full range of motion here, movement here. Oh, God, it hurts though. Keep going. For 4, and 3, and 2. Hold this one up in the air, and all you're going to do is squeeze the ball, your foot, squeeze the ball as you tap your foot in towards your bum. Should really, really highlight the work of that glute. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, it's so long since I've done this sequence, I've forgotten what it was like. Give your glute a nice rub. Sometimes the oldies are such goodies. Okay, so you're going to bring yourself over so you can feel where you've worked all the way around this outer glute. We're going to work much more into the centre in our second round of exercises. So, taking that ball, place it behind, and you're going to lie down on the knee glutes that you've been working. So it might feel a little uncomfortable. And then check that your heels, your hips and your shoulder are all in line, pressing away from the mat, lifting up if you're in the same position as me. And then you're just going to lift and drop. Lift and drop, lift and drop, lift and drop. Keep going. For 8. So keep the upper body still. It's going to want to start opening near the top. You don't let that happen. Let the glutes do the work. Last 4 and 3 and 2. Hold this one up. Draw the knee forward so it kind of taps towards the elbow. Take it behind. Draw it forward, behind. So working through this core. If you were to take the top hand, place it in the abdominals here. You'll feel the work that's happening as you draw that knee forward and back. Squeezing the ball in place. It's so much easier now I've let a bit of air out. 6, it's not going to be very good when I need to lean on it. I can't remember whether I need to. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Take it to the centre. Then bring the knees together, take the toe to the top. Then toes, knees, toes, knees, toes, knees, toes, knees. Keep going. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold the knees together, then slide the knee down in front so it taps the ground. Take it up on the diagonal. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Keep going. Tap, lift. Tap, lift. Tap, lift. Tap, lift. Nearly there. 4, lift. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up behind. You're going to lower the knee. Left. So down towards the ground. Lift. I've lost my ball again. Lift. Don't worry if you lose the ball. Just keep working through and just pick it up for the last bit. Down. Lift. So you're aiming to get that knee as close to the ground behind the other one as you can. Lift. For 4. Lift. 3. Lift. I've never had quite such a disaster with my ball before. Hold it up. Really squeeze the ball as you pulse that foot in towards the bum. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Keep going. Up, 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 up. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Lower it down, well done. Rub a bit of life into that outer glute. I might need to put a bit more air back in my ball. Okay, so what we're going to do now is you're just literally going to hold the ball between your hands for this section, and then we're going to use it again in the ab section. So we're going to lift up onto all fours like we did for the warm-up, and you're just going to hold your hands onto the ball. I want you to use this ball to help you stay grounded and still throughout. You're going to bring your knees down so they're underneath the hips. So just check that your knees aren't too far back or too far forward and that they're stacked down underneath the hips, hip distance apart. And then all we're going to do is you're going to take, if you want to rest your forehead down on your ball as well, you can. You're going to flex your right foot. So really flex it. So you sort of tuck the toes down towards the mat. And then we're just going to lift up that foot towards the sky, aiming for that 90-degree behind the knee. So you're not lifting and taking it out on an angle. You're keeping this bend, lifting that heel. So if you look, I've got 90 degrees behind my bottom knee, 90 degrees behind my top knee. And then you're just going to tap down so the knees are in line and then lift up. Okay, off we go. So down, lift, down, lift. So it's important to remember here to keep your belly lifting up towards your back. So we're protecting that back. You want to think of your back down to your neck. Mine's at a funny angle because I'm just looking while I talk to you. But you want your head down so you've got this lovely line from the top of your head down that long neck and into that nice straight back. And lift, keep going. 4, lift, 3, lift, 2, lift, 1, lift and hold. Now what we're going to do is take that leg down across the other leg. So you're crossing like we did in the first part, and then you're going to lift back up into that position. So you're going to cross and lift, cross down and lift, cross and lift, cross and lift. Keep going, down and lift, down and lift, down and lift, down and lift. For 4, up, 3, up, 2, up, 1, up. From here, you're going to take the leg straight, then you're going to bend it. Take it straight and bend. So from that 90 degrees, then the heel comes down. Lift, keep going, down, lift. Think about that back. If you let the tummy drop down, if you have, draw it up, protect that back. Down, lift, keep going, lift. We're doing quite a few of these. We're going to move a little bit forward because I keep kicking the plant. Down, lift, keep going, 8, 7, thinking about that flexed foot, 6, and 5. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Hold it down straight. You're going to point the toes now, okay? Point the toes, and we're going to open our hips up to the side, like I spoke about in the warm-up, and you're going to lift up so that your right arm is straight. So you can either press your hand down or lift up onto your fingertips. So now our hips are opening to the side. You're going to tap the floor, and you're going to lift up, draw a rainbow, tap the leg in line with your body. Lift up, tap behind, lift up, tap beside. So keep your gaze looking down to the floor once you know what I'm doing. Once you've looked at me, you've seen what I'm doing, turn your gaze down to protect that neck. Ooh. Round to the side, tap. And back. And tap. And back. And tap. Back and tap, back, hold out to the side, tap, then lift, tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift. So we're really working these glutes. Tap, lift, tap, lift. Circle round to the back. Let's take it into the center. So you can let the hips dial down towards the floor now, and then you're going to tap, lift. So feel how that changes the position of the work in the glute, brings it back to the center of that glute. 7, 6, 5, I was trying to do 12, take away 4 then. 3, 2, hold up, pulse. 2, 3, 4, toes pointed, little squeezing pulse. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Hopefully that glute feels like it's had a really good workout. So round to the other side, we're going to do the other side and then we're going to finish with some abs down on the floor. So bringing that ball between your hands, resting your head down on it if you want to. Rest the kind of top of the forehead so that you get this nice extension down your back, or just hold onto the ball. Taking your knees hip distance apart. Check that the hips are stacked above the knees and don't drop this tummy. Draw up, protect that back, switch the abs on. Flex that left foot. Take it up to the sky. Draw it down in line with the knee. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. So just taking that heel up towards the sky. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. 4 and 3, 2. Hold this one. Take that knee across the other knee. Lift back up. Bring it across. Take it high. Across. High. Cross and high. Don't worry if you can't tap the floor. You're just taking it across the other leg. Working through the range of the glutes. Left. Left. For 4. Lift. 3. Lift. 2. Lift. Last one, lift and hold. Take the leg straight, then bend. Keep that foot flexed for now. Straight and bend, straight and bend. So you keep the upper part of the leg in place. Straight and bend, straight and bend, straight and bend. Keep going. 12, 11. Think about that back. Check that you haven't switched the tummy off. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Leave it straight. Point the toes. Open your hips up to the side. Lift up onto that left hand. So the hand's pressing down in flat. So we're opening to the side here. You tap the toe down behind you, through the centre, drawing a rainbow, laterally, and behind. So from the back, round so it's in line. You might not be able to get it all the way in line. I've been doing these for many a year now. So I find the range a little easier, although this side is worse than the other. Round to the back. It certainly highlights any imbalances doing bar work, but it's good because it helps you build strength. So one of the biggest issues with people working their core is they think it's just about the abs, but in fact it includes the pelvis, the glutes, this whole region, and you need to get the whole thing strong in order to have really strong tummy muscles. It all needs to be supported, so you need to think about the work that's happening here, using your abs and your glutes joining together. This is going to be the last one. So you're coming to the back, then you're coming round to the side, holding laterally, tapping and lift, tap, left, tap, left, tap, left. Keep going. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, nearly done with glutes. 3, 2, hold it up, circle to the back, point the toes. So now you can let these hips dial down towards the floor. If you want to come back down on both elbows, you can. And then you're just going to lower and lift. So here we're not opening to the side. We're making it much more central in the glute. Down and lift. For 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up in the air, pulse. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Okay, good work. We'll have a lovely stretch of the glutes, oops, at the end. So we're going to finish now with some dedicated abs. So you're going to lie on your back. I don't think I'm going to have enough space to do these exercises. I could just move that plant. We're going to lie on your back, and you know, because I've talked about it so many times, but because it's refresh, we'll just talk about it once more. So put your ball to one side and just feel what it feels like to arch your back away from the mat. You can almost slide hands underneath and touch them underneath. That is the total opposite of what you want to do throughout this exercise. But if you have weak abs, or you know this particular part this week, you might find that you start to notice your back lifting up. If it is, that is your back taking over, and that is not what you want. So at all times you want to try and imprint your back onto the mat. So just imagine that you're leaving a print of your lower back on the mat at all times. And in order to do that, you just kind of tilt slightly as if you're about to come up into a bridge, and you just hold there. And you can feel the engagement immediately across the lower abs. So you're going to take the ball, you're going to hold it up above your chest, then you're going to lift one knee up, check that you can still feel that engagement, back pressing down, then take the other knee up, and then all we're going to do is we're going to extend one leg as we take the ball overhead, draw it in, do the other, and in, other, in. So making sure at no point that the back lifts up and away. So thinking about the imprint as you extend, and keep going, 10, and 9, 8, and 7, 6, and 5, 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Okay, leave the knees in tabletop position. You're going to take the ball overhead, and then as you lift up, you're going to take the ball round in a circle, behind the knees, draw it back over the head, take hold. So we're going to go 8 one way, 8 the other. So you're going to sit up, take it round, back down, overhead, up, round behind, down, lift. So once you've got the movement, you can do it a little quicker. So when you're at the top of this movement, your back is lovely and imprinted, the lower back. And down. I think I've lost count. I think that's 5, 6, 7. Let's change the direction. 8, down. 7. So we're using the top part of the abs here as well as the lower. 5, 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Good. From there, you're going to take the ball, you're going to place it behind, take it round in a circle again, hold it behind the legs. You're going to pulse up, holding the ball between your legs. This kills. Pulse, 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 pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold the ball behind the knees, lower the head back down. You're going to take the toes down to the floor, tap the toes, lift up. Slowly down, tap, lift up. Slowly down, tap, slowly down, tap, down, a tap, down, tap, down, tap. Keep going. Tap, down, tap, down, tap, down. Whew. For 4, and 3, and 2. Last one. Lift it back up to the centre. Draw your arms out beside you at shoulder height. And we're just going to finish by letting the knees drop down to one side. Keep the shoulder blades on the mat. Lift up to the centre. Take it down the other side, holding that ball. So what we're doing here is recruiting these external obliques, so the ones on the waist, down, so the shoulders stay down, and then you just take the legs side to side as far as you can, but keeping the shoulders in, tucking onto the mat. Ooh, working those obliques. 8, nearly done. 7, 6. So if your abs feel super tired already and it feels like quite a short ab sequence, that's because if you were doing the glutes properly, you were recruiting your abs throughout. And that's what I mean about it all being interconnected. Last 2. Whew. Last one. Lift and release. Okay, you can let go of the ball. So that was our refresh and recharge glute and ab core workout. I want you to bring yourself over onto your tummies, take your toes together, take your knees apart, sit your bottom back towards your heels, lower your head to the floor, come into a nice relaxing child's pose. If you want to use your ball for the stretch, you can. You can take your hands up onto the ball in front of you, take the arms out straight, and you'll feel a lovely stretch into those shoulders. Okay, take your left hand down if you're holding the ball and lift that right arm, slide it underneath the left, sit your bottom back towards your heels, turn your head. And then bring the ball back in, change hands. Going the other side, sitting the bottom back towards the heels. And then slide that hand out. Right, what you're going to do is lift up onto all fours. You're going to drop your tummy, like we did in the warm-up, looking up towards the sky, stretching out those abs. Take a couple of breaths here, just feeling the abs having that nice release. And then you're going to arch your back, press away from the mat. And then you're going to bring your right knee up to your right elbow. Slide the foot up towards the hand as much as you can, and then straighten that back leg. And we're going to come into this nice pigeon, which is the perfect stretch after all those glutes. If you want, you could take the ball, place it underneath the hip on the right hand side, and that will stop you dipping down to the right and will just help to intensify that stretch and ease out the glutes on that right hand side. So lifting the chest, looking forwards, breathing into the glutes. They've worked really hard. And then easing out, and then just doing the same thing on the other side. So take the knee back so they're in line, then slide the left knee up to the left wrist, turn the foot up as much as you want, straighten out that back leg, really shuffle it away, and then you take the ball, place it under that left glute, and that just stops you from dipping that hip too much, and then just breathing into the glutes on that side. Release, take out the ball, sit yourself back, and you are done. That is your half hour, maybe slightly longer. I do tend, slightly longer. Abs and glutes section. I hope you enjoyed it. It was an old classic that we used to do a couple of years ago, and I wanted to revisit it because it's such a useful one for thinking about this complete engagement through the core. I hope the glutes are okay tomorrow. It's tougher than it looks. Have a lovely rest of the day.